Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we head up into the dam, let me kind of orient you here somewhat. You just walked 300 feet into the center of Hoover Dam. Lake Mead is to your front there, about 150 feet through that wall. And so in other words, Hoover Dam is about 450 feet thick at this level. But what the dam is sitting on, the base of this dam, 10 feet longer than that room you were just in, longer than 2 football fields, 650 feet of concrete. And then the dam narrows to that very thin 45 feet thick at the top up there at the roadway top of the dam. So in other words, what Hoover Dam is, it's a concrete wedge that sits here in Black Canyon. And currently you are surrounded by 6.6 million tons of concrete. And that 6 million tons of concrete was in fact the largest single mass of concrete poured in one place in the history of the world up until then. There's as much mass in this structure, I'm told, as there is in the largest pyramid in Egypt. Now, we did set a couple of records when this dam was built. One of them was when it was built and completed in 1935, this was the tallest dam in the world at 726 feet tall. Well, obviously that was a lot of years ago, 87 years ago. Today, I believe we are still the tallest concrete dam in the Western Hemisphere, but in the world, we're ranked number 33. So in other words, there are 32 dams taller than us today. Mind you, we are still the best dam in the world, but not maybe the tallest in the world. Now, by the way, the tallest dam in the world is in China today. It's called the Jinping Dam. It's about over 1,000 feet tall, 300 feet taller than us. So it's quite a monster. Now, we also set another record that maybe a lot of people aren't familiar with. We produced the most hydroelectric power in the world for 10 long years after this dam was completed. Well, obviously, once again, a lot of years have passed. And you know when I'm talking about hydropower, you know what I'm talking about. That's power you get from flowing water, in this case, the Colorado River out there. Well, today, that record is held also by another dam in China called the Three Gorges Dam. So things tend to change over the 80 plus years since this dam was completed. Let me give you some comparisons just so you know, to put things into perspective. We are capable of producing at full efficiency about 2,000 megawatts of power. Well, the Three Gorges Dam in China can do 22,000 megawatts of power. That's 11 times our capability. A few minutes ago, Bonnie showed you our generators, monsters at the time, 130 megawatts each. Well, the ones in China, 700 megawatt generators. Talk about monsters. Well, in the United States today, Hoover Dam does not produce the most hydropower. That would be the Grand Coulee Dam. It's in Washington State on the Columbia River. They do about 6,800 to our 2,000 megawatts. And hydropower is very clean, it's very efficient, and the U.S. produces a lot of it, by the way, but not on a per capita basis. Hydropower only accounts for about 6.5% of our overall power needs in the U.S. Producing the most power in the U.S., something I have at home, I bet you do too, natural gas. Second on the list, coal burning plants. We still have those. Third on the list, nuclear power. We're fourth at hydropower. But coming in fifth and sixth, probably going to be big players in the future. What do you think they're going to be? Solar and wind. So that all goes into our grab bag of how we charge our cell phones and our new Teslas, right? Okay, so anybody have any questions? Any questions at all at this point? Okay, this is a very informal tour. If you have those, feel free to ask. It's also a photo-friendly tour. Yes, sir.
How many generators are you using today?
Well, it was the ones that had the lights on. I believe there are only 2 on this side this morning. I'm not sure about the Arizona side. I haven't been over there. But the reason why we're not using them all, probably twofold. This is December. Most of this water is going for agriculture. December, and probably not doing a lot of planting right now. Second reason is, you may have noticed how low the lake is. Lake Mead is at a historic low. That lake is only 27% full, so we don't have the head pressure to turn a lot of generators. So that's also a secondary reason today. Okay, so let's get this thing started here.